Hello, everyone, and welcome to V5, where we spend exactly 5 minutes on our soapbox on notable topics in B2B sales, specifically in the sales engineering function. I am joined today by Deirdre Sommerkamp of Skillibrium, and she has a hot take on how to assign sales engineers to opportunities. I won't spoil it. I'm going to have her jump right into it. So, Deirdre, without further ado, jump right into your soapbox. You got exactly 5 minutes. Fire them ready.
So in a lot of organizations, NCs are assigned to particular account executives or sellers. And what happens is they work together and work on a whole deal at the same time, like throughout the whole life cycle of that opportunity. What I believe in is a strengths-based approach where you can have multiple SEs assigned to the same opportunity. What that does is it allows multiple SEs to work with a buyer or customer, and they bring different points of view, different stories, and different things to the engagement. So, what I typically see is AE would put in an SE request, a resource for a particular activity, like a discovery call or an executive demo, or maybe it's a technical integration discussion with a technical team. And so being able to have the SEs decide which is the best person to attend that particular activity works in our favor. I've seen it over the course of, just looking at trends and seeing that when they can assign themselves and bring different points of view to an opportunity, the win rates are actually higher by about 10%. So it works great if you have AEs and SEs that are collaborating together and, keeping great notes.
Skeptic probably would say, well, what about continuity? You're bringing all these random people to the mix. How would you answer for that?
Well, certainly an AE can request the same SE resource across the whole deal if they want to, because they know what's in the best interest of the prospect or customer. But what I've found is that most AEs like the variety because we might have one SE that is phenomenal at storytelling and can tell a clear, concise message to a C-level stakeholder and win that stakeholder over, right? And then we have someone else who is a whiz at technical integrations, and they can talk technical things to technical people all day long, right? So they like having the specialization in the different strengths approach.
Wow, that's awesome. So it sounds like there's a couple prerequisites there. I'm hearing that there's, diversified skill set amongst the AEs. I'm hearing AE kind of flexibility and autonomy on the ability to choose. And I also heard something around detailed note taking. Can you double click on that for a minute? Because again, I would imagine without the ability to keep track of it all, things could potentially go awry.
Yeah, it doesn't work if you don't keep track of things, right? So this requires everyone who's involved in the deal to take detailed notes and store them in the same place, like some type of collaboration. It might be Salesforce, it might be another application. That is really key because if you have one SE taking a handoff from another SE, and I don't even like the words handoffs because you want it to appear very seamless, then that SE can get up to speed with those detailed notes. And so the end result is that the prospect or customer doesn't even notice that there's any difference. Same with the AE. And there also needs to be a pre-call strategy, right? You need a prep call before you get in front of the prospect or customer. That's just good hygiene.
Just good hygiene, just good business. Makes a ton of sense. And it sounds like, you haven't run these programs. What tends to be the takeaway from the SC? I would imagine AEs love it because they have a bench, they have autonomy, they have flexibility. What's typically the take from the SEs who are being requested and ultimately have to fulfill?
They'd love it. They have a higher level of engagement because they get to pick and choose the things that they're great at, and they work together as a team. There's not a me first mentality, there's a we first mentality. So they're always looking at what is going to help us win that deal. And they work among themselves and figure out who's best to join.
It's a hot take. It's controversial. I can see most folks kind of struggling with it, but the more you explain it and make it make sense, the more it makes sense. And so, any other notes to share on this thing? Is a really interesting one.
Just that it doesn't work in all environments, right? You have to understand who it is that you're selling to. Some buyers and customers might prefer having the same SC or SE across the whole sales cycle. So think of what is best for your buyers and customers because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
100%. Yeah, it jives really well with a take I saw from Gartner probably about a year ago, right? They surveyed all the B2B buyers and said, hey, which resource do you most prefer to engage with during your buyer cycle? And overwhelmingly, it's the sales engineer. And so I'd imagine putting an S on that is the same takeaway. So this is awesome. So this is what we're going to do. That is the time. Deirdre, again, we want to thank you so much for the insights. And what I'll ask of the audience here is that if this is a take you want us to stretch out, if you want us to elaborate a little bit further and a little bit more, maybe go from a V5 to a V15, let me know. Send me a message on LinkedIn, get in my DMs, and we're going to cast votes for takes, and we will extrapolate out the ones that you want to hear from the most. And so with that, I will see you all soon. Thank you very much. You're listening to The Unexpected Lever. For additional resources, check out Vivint.com. Got a soapbox you'd like us to talk about longer? Let us know by messaging me, Jarod Greene, on LinkedIn.